So it's so good to see these familiar faces, and each year again there's some new faces as well as faces that I already know, and I hope we can manage in these upcoming days, not only me talking with everyone, but everyone talking with everyone. I think get to talk with people you already know, but also feel free to just reach out to new people. I think there are amazing people in this room. I can guarantee that you don't know everyone. And the nicest thing is that once you get to know the people and you see them again every year, you see how everybody's growing. And that's a special feeling. I was just talking with Thiago about it. He sees how I'm growing, my presentation skills are getting better, so that it's not as lame as it was before. So now I hope you will enjoy the speech in a moment. But the main thing is I really appreciate seeing people like Tom, seeing people like Linda, and discussing how they are evolving in their career. And then hopefully we'll really find the impact that we're all striving for and helping each other to achieve it. So that's just as a kind of a teaser, something that I'm really excited about. So just let's dive in on the things that are most on my mind, and I hope if you have, then this triggers a lot of follow-up questions that we can dive into in the upcoming days. So I think all of you would agree with me saying that society is not perfect. What personally drives me a lot is basically this. The environmental destruction that we are causing, in particular accelerated after the Industrial Revolution. And secondly, the big change that there is towards an increasing gap between rich and poor. I think we are living in the same world, and we're just closing our eyes, pretending that everything is perfect in the developed countries. And even in the developed countries, we can see this gap that is ever increasing. And it's a reality that I think there are some people that are really prepared to try to address and go and endeavor and sacrifice their life to try to get there. Now, these are two challenges that are very much my challenges, but there are many more. Maybe you have heard of them already, the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 there. You can see there's many different than the ones I did just mention, but a lot of them I think I at least could relate to and would be passionate to tackle too. Maybe you have already found one of these. I would be really excited to talk with you about one of these to learn more of how we can try to solve them. Now, what I believe is that these challenges are solved by people, and people that really take action to make the change they want to see in the world. These people are people like you guys, and us together, I think we are stronger than just one person. So I think one person, a change agent, I call him change agent now, change maker, call it as you want, but the big important thing is that this person is able to attract the resources and the talent that is needed to make change. So what is this? What are these resources? So it's who are the people that are able to help you with these resources? So it's people like investors, people like customers, people like partners. We have colleagues and incentivizing your team in the right way, motivating your team to achieve it, and coaches that help you along the way. And this helps you combining the right ingredients, to have the perfect recipe of success. So that's the ingredients would be money, services, knowledge, and access to decision makers. Now, some people are very hardworking and extremely successful at achieving this change. But even Elon, I think as much as I think he's special and really charismatic and knowledgeable, he's not achieving all of this alone. It's people that we'll have in these days as well, working at Tesla. We have two of ours here working there, and we can probably ask them as well. I did. And I mean, you can see the passion, and you can see that the people working at Tesla are the ones really driving the success. So he managed to attract the people like-minded like him to make the success. Now, the aim of the InnoEnergy community is really to create a family of people supporting each other and helping attracting the resources to tackle these challenges. And in particular, the challenge is sustainable energy. So we want to make an impact in the sustainable energy world, empowering change agents like you. And then empowering is not me or Falco, it's us together empowering each other to really drive this change. There's so much cynicism in society today, and we really need people that are looking forward for solving these challenges. And supporting each other with other optimistic people is key. Now, we don't want to create another LinkedIn that is frankly quite anonymous, connecting people for no particular purpose. We are all about sustainability. We want to have an impact in the sustainable energy, innovation, entrepreneurship, very focused. We have the privilege of already having a great EU support. The fact that members like the representatives that Falco was talking about, the volunteers that are taking the action for helping achieving these activities and this goal is something very unique and special. And this is one of the things I'm most proud and passionate about. To have volunteers that really believe in the mission to achieve a certain objective with us together. Now, how do we empower members in practice? Now, this was quite theoretical, but what does it mean in practice? So first of all, I think we can learn from each other a lot. We have the possibility to spread knowledge in different ways. So one of them is the platform. So for those that have been using it a lot, you can see that there are some really interesting articles and discussions that have been held. So like one of them is this one. So I'm really interested in that topic. So what is the impact of batteries? How is $100 per kilowatt hour in 2020 going to affect the industry? We have energy storage systems that use different chemistries than I use for cars, as I used for homes. What is the impact of the price? And how are the different chemistries going to play a role? Then we have, and this couldn't of course be missed, blockchain. That was explained brilliantly by Greg, and was from FlexiDAO that will be introduced later on. They explained the basics in a very easy and brilliant way, as well as the impact for the energy sector. Now, also this one by Enrico, how renewables are losing dispatch priority and what the regulations mean in different environments. This was quite insightful. But it doesn't stop there. These were the online discussions, and I really encourage you to go and check them out if you haven't. We tried to make a curation out of them and start your own. Why not learning from each other? Then we had brilliant speakers, innovators and entrepreneurs. Govinda, I think a lot of you know him. He's trying to really spread solar light education in India in particular. And he gave some speech in Alumni Unite in the first edition we did 2 years ago, as well as in Leuven. We had Stefan from Enervalis that was also 2 years ago in Alumni Unite and in Leuven again. So but he was focusing on a different angle. His startup is trying to optimize green electricity costs, taking different inputs like electric vehicles, storage systems, and demand in a local reality, in a local system. We had Alphonse Cornella, one of the best Spanish innovators that was talking here in Barcelona a couple of months ago, and he explained how you can really discuss innovations with common people and as well with technical people and non-technical people in an easy way. How do you communicate effectively so that people understand what you're talking about? And finally, Oisin, as an energy market analyst at StartCraft, was giving valuable insights on how markets are structured in different ways and how regulations is affecting the installation of renewables. So this is just to give you a hint, and there were many more events that we have organized so far of speakers coming from different spheres. You can see corporate, startups, giving insights in a very inspirational way, in a TED-style talk. Now, it doesn't stop there. Also, one of the main objectives we have is to increase career opportunities amongst our network. We have seen plenty of companies are super satisfied with you guys. They see the value in having people that think differently, that have a very good communication approach, as well as good technical skills and translate it into business talk. So we have just a couple of logos here. Enrico is just to give an example that maybe some of you know. He's is now working in the energy insights at McKinsey, and I think they're quite glad with you, Enrico. And he managed to stay on the team. And basically, we are seeing that this is just like increasing like an avalanche. So we want to really now foster this exponentially, having you guys, in particular, sharing job opportunities with you guys. So that's kind of the ambition, as well as getting towards partners out there and gathering much more, being a better matchmaker at job opportunities. So we see that a LinkedIn, where everybody applies for one job position, or a website, an open website, is not very effective way to get the right people. Now, wait, sorry. Before I get there, I had like two more points I wanted to make. So there is one thing that you can do as well is really participate in trying business case solving or innovation challenges. And the kickoff just right there, they were solving 3 startups challenges. We will do it tomorrow again. And we see companies really satisfied with the results coming out of these creative, design thinking style solutions. So we want to foster that much more in the future. We already have some really nice examples. We will, tomorrow, for example, we'll solve Red Electrica, and we have had in the past Iberdrola, the TSO, and the utility. It's not, I just mentioned randomly 2 Spanish examples because they were here, but we don't only do Spain. And these guys are really interested in hearing your solutions, and we think as a community we can really not only have fun while trying to kind of think out of the box of different type of problems and challenges from our daily life, but also these companies can have a highly big benefit from this. And fourthly, and finally, is one example of Philip, for example, here. And he can share. I'm actually very curious at the output of that. We're trying to establish an entrepreneurships club. And this is just one example, but it can be scaled for many different environments. Is helping you guys. I'm sure you have, in your everyday life and career, you have questions that you'd like to be receiving answers to. So in the case of Philip, he managed to attract some 300K, I think, capital that was now in a stage where he needed more funding for a startup, and he didn't know if going to business angels or VCs. Now, Vincenzo Capogna, that was talking last year at the event as a CTO of a exponentially now growing startup in Africa, and he could give him valuable advice on what would be the better solution. And not only did he give him advice, but also the contact to the VC. So that we're trying to kind of getting this network of people helping each other in their daily career. So that's something we'd like to foster much more. And if you have also insights in that, please come and approach and talk to me and see how we can realize it. Then finally, as well, we have a mentoring program, and we've seen also some interesting mentoring relationships so far. So like just to mention one, we had Stefan, who you saw before, with Nico. Stefan wanted to be kind of challenged, having some fresh spirit from a younger person, and that is curious. They wanted to learn about the business and how to actually then apply it for a possible own business, and they both enjoyed the relationship a lot. And then Nico really learned a lot of valuable skills, and Stefan was having interesting questions to be answering and learning and seeing from different angle. Now, basically, this is what I'd like to ask you, like and then related it to the community. So what's the 10 years from now? I think you guys now already are in a quite interesting career positions, or are about to get into career positions, and like 10 years from now, now it's 3 years after the first alumni night we did, and I already see some interesting developments. Now think about 10 years from now, it's going to be much more interesting. We're going to have much more detailed discussions, much more interesting projects that we're going to collaborate on, and it's going to be a community that I hope is a community of givers, community that doesn't think, okay, me first, but really, okay, how can I help you? And then that's automatically then going to be a benefit for everyone. It's going to be a community that, like TED and TEDx was hopefully for sustainability in the case of the community. We're going to have communities spreading all across the place. TEDx was founded in 2011. Now there's thousands of communities all around the world. It's a community that goes beyond InnoEnergy's ecosystem, but we try to really affect a wider energy transition community. It's a community that is not only Europe, it's worldwide. It's a community that you will look around and you'll see amazing people like politicians. We'll have CXOs from startups and bigger utilities. It's going to be professors that are widely recognized. Now, some concrete steps we're going to take to get there is threefold. One is establish partnerships with bigger companies. Falco, and I think you didn't kind of put it in the right way, but this was a quite high success. I think EDP is the first real partner that the community as a sponsorship agreement as well, and we hope that we can scale and the benefits for EDP much more in the future. And this was just this year, and we started searching this year, and I think we can scale it much more, establishing win-win situations with a lot of different companies. So this was something I'm quite proud about, and I think we could also clap to Falco, who also did contribute highly to that, and Nuno and Fernanda here. So thank you for that. That was really great. Maybe a round of applause for them. I think that's... just improvise, but I think it's really, I mean, I'm really excited about that. And secondly, we have, I think we are here quite young in this audience, and we want to really have more senior people, people that can also help us evolve in this career. I was talking about mentors, but people that have knowledge and want to share and are excited about meeting young people. So that's the second main focus that we're trying to get to really this impactful community, is already attracting senior professionals in a much bigger way. So this and the third point is getting really high-level people. So like, I'm really looking forward of having Elon at one of our events soon. We'll manage. We're doing our best. If you have a certain way to get there, I'll be highly interested talking to you. But Elon is just a metaphor for very interesting people to talk to. So like having people like that coming to our events will also create the PR that we need in order to get as well known out there. So in order to have impact, people need to know us. And that's by attracting these high-level people feeling part of our community, that's how we're going to get there even sooner. And finalizing really what you can do very concretely right now, today and tomorrow, when you go back from this event, is really start really checking out the platform. I mean, not everything is perfect, and I know it myself. I'm trying to improve it every day. And just that, also just not only check the content, but maybe try to create. What do you know? What can you share now at this event, and then actually putting in the format, the platform, so that it can reach everyone. And we will try to also spread it, to make the knowledge available as much as possible. As well as maybe check out the mentoring program. I think either for you being a mentor for more younger, or being a mentee by some older guys. So we are trying to attract, for example, all the retired highly executive people that have a lot of time and want to get in touch with younger people, something we're targeting right now. So that's going to be a good opportunity, as well as share these career opportunities I was talking about, and maybe search for and apply for them that we're going to have on the career portal. And yes, so to finalize, really, I hope we're going to enjoy yourselves in these days. I'm sure. I mean, brilliant people from all over the place put together in one room for 3 days. It's going to be quite significant. And and then the three things, like let's connect, let's help each other in the 3 days as well as in the future, in the upcoming years. And let's unite for a really sustainable world that we are all striving for.